Even without a full Dragon Arena run, I gained over 4 full bars of XP at level 29 just using a 120% boost, no tomes, no stacking. If you're wondering how to level up fast in Dragon Bash, this method works even on a partial run. Now, if you're trying to figure out where you need to be going, that's going to be found in Holbrak. Now, Holbrak is going to be the Norn area. Alright, so how do you actually find Holbrak? Well, if you check your messages, you should have It's Time for Dragon Bash, where it's actually going to give you a free letter that'll take you there. I recommend just putting it inside of your shared inventory slot, that we can just go there on any character for free. Or if you want to see like where to manually go to it, click show me, and it's going to take you wherever you're at currently, and it's going to zoom in on the area. It's going to zoom in on the Wolf Lodge. That's not necessarily where we're going to start the Dragon Arena part at, but that is a good starting point. So let's go and take our invitation letter. Obviously, your first time going to the Dragon Bash. Basically, if you run over here to hit any pinata, it's going to grant you some candy. The candy you can use to actually go over and buy some food if you don't have any for XP boosters. There are going to be certain kind of XP boosters that you're able to stack with each other, and that's going to make it work much easier. There's also firework launches that you can shoot off, that's going to get you another achievement, as well as running around and just unlocking all the different waypoints. That's also going to give you a little bit of XP if you're trying to inch it out that way. Alright, so if you're brand new to Guild Wars, you don't actually have access to the mounts, but don't worry, you'll get those eventually in Path of Fire. However, if you hover over the map here, you're going to see there's several different Dragon Bash vendors here. We're looking for the one for the potion vendor. This is going to get you your XP. You don't necessarily have to go to the potion vendor, but this is going to be the cheapest option to buy you some sort of thing to get you at least a little bit of XP. Now, it's going to be located right here. It's going to be called the potions vendor. Now, if you check, each potion is going to get you 10% experience on kills, and it's going to last you 30 minutes. And all it's going to cost you is 50 Zappy Tappy. So you may as well buy one of those while we're here. Alright, so one small caveat: after you get your potion, you're going to try to get some food to get you your XP bonus if you don't have it already. Now, the Dragon Bash candy vendor is a good option since you won't be spending any money, but the problem is all of his candy's for level 80 characters, so that's kind of wasted for the XP gains. We're just bypassing that one. We're heading over to the Trade Commons area, and over in the corner here, there's a specific vendor called Veronica. She sells a Moa Haunch, which is not going to last the longest. It's only going to be 10 minutes, but it's going to cost you 16 copper, and it's going to give you the 10% XP from kills, and you're going to get the 40 power for 30 seconds on kill. You may as well buy several of these since they're super cheap anyway, so let's just grab 10. That'll be lasting us quite a while. And now you have a food boost and you have a potion. Now, there are specific ones that actually help a ton inside of Dragon Bash that we can get into in a second. Alright, so now that we've figured out the food situation, where are we actually trying to get to for this Dragon Arena? Well, if you open up your map, you'll notice that you zoom in, you can see a little bit better detail. We're heading over to Lake Morn, which is going to be found over here at the top. It's called Dragon Arena here, and they also have the Dragon effigies over in the corner. So all we have to do is head over to the Hero's Compass waypoint. Now, there's going to be a few things that you can do to maximize the amount of XP you get. From the Dragon Chest, we're actually going to be able to get the Dragonfly Cupcakes, which is going to be a minor XP boost. We're going to get the Crack-a-Lacka Chocolate Bar, which is going to be a moderate XP. The Quake Cake, moderate XP. And Dragon Breath Button, moderate XP plus Vitality. Dragon Fish Candy, small XP plus Precision. The Candy Dragon Roll, which is going to be the medium XP plus Power. And then lastly, we have the Dragon Revelry Star Cake, which is going to be huge XP, but the problem is it's super rare to get. But this is going to be the main guy that we need to speak to. Now from here, this is how you really start to crank the gains, but the problem is you're going to need to run heavy AoE builds. So if you're on a melee character, try to get as much melee range as possible. If you're on a ranged character, all you gotta do is tag things. You don't really have to worry about having to do too much extra. But before we go in, there is a little bit of an XP boost checklist for the more experienced Guild Wars players that are trying to just level up through their alternate accounts. We have Guild XP boosters, which can stack, Festival XP boosters, Experience Booster Food, which is what we bought, the Writ of Experience, or a Celebration Booster, which we currently have going on. Mainly that's if you have a character have a birthday, they'll get a birthday cake, and you'll be able to take advantage of that. But you're going to notice that you don't have any extra food symbols currently, so let's go and eat our haunch. Now that's going to grant us an apple, and it's going to slowly start ticking down. Then we also have this minor potion of slaying, which we should be able to drink that, and that's also going to get us more XP on kill. So in total, doing this, we have 10, 20% XP on that. We have 100%, so we're doing 120% with the celebration bonus, And then if you had like a well-rested bonus, for example, you'll also be able to take advantage of that as well. Sign us up! We are ready to show the people how to do this. Stack all of these and you'll earn hundreds or thousands of XP per full arena run. Don't forget you can enter this arena multiple times, so there's no actual limit amount of XP that you can get from here. Oh, make sure you hit as much enemies each wave as possible. It's not a DPS race, it's mostly a tag race, so just tap them, and then you'll get the loot and XP credits. The main thing though is going to be the little awards over in the corner of your screen, because that's going to be where you get most of your XP from. Every early wave, it's going to have all these AoE characters. This is where you just have to go around and at least get a few shots and everything. The bigger boss fights is where you're going to fighting a single target. Try to get gold if you're able to in each different arena, because you'll get a little bit more XP since you hit more targets. Finally, we're utilizing Ranger class, so we're able to take advantage of it. And you're going to notice a interesting thing in the bottom corner here. We're normally level 29, but they scaled us all the way up to level 80, so we're actually able to compete with people in this area. And we have the health and armor and weapon power of a level 80, which is going to be massive gains for a really little character that we can earlier on. As you can see, we got a gold medallion. We can click that, and that'll get us a little bit of extra XP, and now we have a boss fight. Now, besides the raw XP that you're going to be getting from this event, which you don't have to go anywhere around the world, you can just literally sit in your one place, people run it literally every single minute of the day, you'll be able to utilize a couple extra things, which are going to be the gifts that they also give us for completing random events like this, and that's going to allow you to get Tombs of Knowledge, which you can get a full level instantly from. In between the XP and the tombs, you can go from character level 1 to level 80 in about 2 to 3 hours if you're like really trying to like grind it out hard. For like a more casual experience, you can at least grind it out in a day. The reason why you would want to do this over just like trying to grind out the story mode, well, every 10 levels you're going to have to slowly move up inside of a different zone. So basically, you're able to do a story, then you need to go 10 levels higher to continue the next story part. That's why I recommend going this way. That way you're able just to have a straight line story. You don't necessarily need to worry too much about the grinding out afterwards for the time being. Now it's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff. Basically you're just going to be fighting a bunch of random enemies, then you'll be fighting a boss. So I'll skip to the very last boss once we finish this arena to see how much XP we had from the start to the finish. We started this at level 29 and 1 bar in. It was not a fresh run, so we were about halfway in when we started initially. But we'll see how far we actually get to the very end of the area. Now this is just strictly from the raw XP. We're not going to be worrying about the tomes for this example. Alright, so utilizing this event, that was super quick. We went from having 1 bar full all the way up to 5 1/4 full, which is actually really good XP on. And this wasn't even a fresh run. I joined mid-fight, so if you're just starting from wave 1, expect more XP. With full boost and a full run, this method scales even harder. Which is an insane amount of XP in such a short amount of time. Dragon Bash is going to be a limited time event, so don't miss your chance to use the Dragon Arena for massive level gains while you're prepping for an alt endgame or just waiting to skip the grind in this moment. If this helps, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Let me know if you're loving in the comments. More Guild Wars 2 content will be coming your way. Stay sharp, and I'll see you guys in the next one, adventurers.